Let's talk about euthanasia and death and how you want to get buried. That's the topic for today. This is a video for English students that want to have more taboo orientated or tricky topics with their teachers. Watch this video with your teacher, discuss it. If you're a teacher and you want to introduce a more tricky topic, then play this for your students and have a discussion. Check out the link. There's a free downloadable PDF that you can check for some of the vocabulary. So, euthanasia. Now, if you find that TH a little bit difficult, just replace it with the F. That's the cheat code. Euthanasia. Euthanasia. Maybe not 100% correct, but it's easier to say and then easier to participate with this conversation. So, what's your opinion about euthanasia? I personally think it's okay. I think you should be able to decide time to get out of here, time to bail, had enough. Part of being a human is to have free will, and free will means that I can make certain decisions, and if it's not harming anybody, then I can make that decision, I can follow through on that decision, and I can be the one that determines my own behavior. Now, I think that if we allow euthanasia, we got to be a little bit more careful. I think Belgium is the one that allows that, and I really respect it. I personally would say that you need to qualify for euthanasia. I don't think we should just freely hand it out to people. However, I do think that it's a bit like the argument with marijuana. If we legalize it, are we going to have more drug addicts? Or are we actually going to have less participation with that? Topic for another day. Now, if we legalize euthanasia, does that mean that we're going to have less suicides or more suicides? Are we going to have more respectful suicides, if you want to call it that? People don't have to jump onto train tracks, they don't have to jump off buildings, they don't have to hang themselves. They just have the local clinic and they can just be like, you know what? Time to bail today. Now, I am talking very lightly about this topic. To be honest, my brother died of cancer at the age of 31. He was 31. I was 29. So I am involved with death in my life. I've had a friend commit suicide. He did it by shooting himself, and his wife had to find him. And because I grew up in South Africa, I'm also very aware of what murder is when people are actually trying to kill people. I have a friend from school that, for example, was taken to a field and executed with a gunshot through the back. So I don't talk lightly about death in the sense that it doesn't have an impact. However, it is part of being a human, and this is a video to actually be able to talk about it. Now, I see there's a place in Belgium, and it looks like they have a little spaceship that you can climb into. I'll try to put a picture here, and I think that's quite cool. To climb into this little spaceship, and it's like I'm checking out here, and I like to imagine it's a little bit like Superman, where they just shoot this little spaceship into the universe, into space, and then that's you saying like goodbye to your family. I don't think it's as simple as that, but maybe it is. It looks like a little glamorized gas chamber that you climb into. So question one, what's your opinion about euthanasia? Should it be legal? Should it not? If it is legal, what are the steps and the procedures for you to qualify for that? And then once you actually qualify, what's the best method of doing that? And how do you do it? Now, once you actually do die, what happens to you? Crematorium, cemetery. I've been wondering why cemeteries are so popular, and I actually had a conversation with my wife because her sister also died many, many years ago. Some guy got drunk, drove his jet ski, and he actually just drove over my wife's sister that was swimming in a lake, and she died. So death has definitely been part of our family, and we've had discussions about how do we want to die, what happens. And I said to her, for my funeral, a very cool way to say goodbye would be the Viking way. So option one, you build like a little altar wooden altar. You put me on top of it and you burn me publicly that everyone can go, and then I just disappear into earth. Option one. Option two that I actually prefer is when you put me on a little boat, like a small one, you push me out into the ocean, and then somebody that's very good with a bow and arrow shoots the little one, and then I burn on this little boat and I go to ashes. I say this because my brother was cremated, and I quite like the idea of the crematorium where once you stop existing, then you stop existing. It means that you're physically not left on this earth. You're gone to ashes and you get back to the ground. It's almost like the Lion King, the full circle of life. However, my wife doesn't agree with me, and I really respect that. Some people prefer the cemetery. What's your opinion? Crematorium, cemetery, what should happen and why? Why is the cemetery such a cool place? Why is the crematorium, the ashes, such a cool thing? If you were buried, where would you like to be buried? If they scatter your ashes, where should it be scattered? What should be the ceremony? I grew up in Cape Town, South Africa, so something they started doing, which is I think popular from Hawaii, would be the surfers go out on their surfboards, create a circle, and there's like some sort of funeral like that. Uh, I love the idea of your ashes getting scattered and it just fucking goes into everybody's face. I think that's hilarious. I'm even thinking that you stuff me inside a cannon and then this cannon shoots out not the sparkles or whatever, but it just shoots out your ashes. Obviously that's a joke. Then let's go for the hard one. If you could die by your choice, how would you like to die? What would be the best way to get out of here? Now, a lot of people would say in your sleep when you're old. I think a gangster way to go out is the French Revolution with a guillotine top of your head. Fuck that. No, I wouldn't like to do that. I think there's a lot of ways to get out of here. Obviously, disease, illnesses, that's one way. I know some people that died in action sports. That's also a cool way to go. Very unexpected. And I do realize that the impact that it has on the family, it's quite enormous. So if you could have a choice, what would it be? How would you check out? You know, like we say in a hotel, it's time to check out. We have the same with life. You can check out. Time to move on to the next reservation, which would be another topic for another day. Do you go to heaven? Does it exist? Does it not exist? We're not going to get into that topic. So if you want, drop a comment of how you would like to die, cemetery, not. If you want to have lessons with me, you're welcome to contact me. If you want to discuss this with your teacher, just watch the video together. If you're a teacher and you want to have skills on how to introduce these tricky conversations, please contact me. I'd also do skill training for that. Download the free link, and I don't make money out of this, but it would be awesome if people can subscribe or like the video or share it. If not, super cool. Anyway, go have a cool conversation.